Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In the world of cryptography, the Playfair Cipher is often underrated, and that's why my colleague Mahmoud Saadeh and I, Hadi Al Mubashir, decided to give the Playfair Cipher the attention it deserves in this video. In this video, we will introduce you to the Playfair Cipher, mention its history, and then we will have an overview to the encryption algorithm of this cipher, including an example. And finally, we will go through the time complexity and the security of this cipher. Now let's have a small introduction to this cipher. The Playfair cipher was the first practical digraph substitution cipher. It generates the key in a 5x5 grid for the plaintext. And then, the rest of the remaining alphabets, excluding the letter J, are filled in the table. And finally, the letters are separated into pairs for encoding using a certain algorithm.
The Playfair cipher was invented by Charles Wheatstone in the late 1854. The main purpose behind creating such cipher was using it in the war. It was used by the British Army in Boer War and in World War I. The main advantage for using such cipher is that it was fast to use and requires no special equipment.
Now moving to the encryption algorithm of the Playfair cipher. In this cipher, the key is inserted into a 5x5 table, and then the rest of the table is filled with the remaining alphabets excluding the letter J. The message is split into pairs, and the duplicate letters are separated with the letter X. If the number of letters is odd, we add the letter Z to the end of the message. Now, if the letters of the pair are in the same column, each letter is moved down by one row. Else, if they are in the same row, each letter is moved right by one column. Otherwise, if a rectangle is formed, the letters are swapped with the ones on the sides of the rectangle. To make things more clear, let us have an example. Suppose that we want to encrypt the message instruments using the key monarchy. First of all, the message is split into pairs, and since the number of letters of the message is odd, we add the letter Z. After that, the letters of the key are inserted into a table, and the rest of the table is filled with the remaining alphabets excluding the letter J. Starting with the first pair, IN, we can notice that a rectangular shape is formed, so the letters I and N are substituted by those that are on the other side of the rectangle. So I becomes G and N becomes A. So the pair IN becomes GA. Moving to the second pair ST, we can notice that S and T are on the same row, so S becomes T. And since T is on the right edge of the table, we wrap around so that T becomes L. So the pair ST becomes TL. As for the third pair of our message, we can notice that a rectangular shape is formed. So the letters R and U are substituted by those that are on the other side of the rectangle. So R becomes M and U becomes Z. So the pair RU becomes MZ. Moving to the fourth pair ME. Both letters M and E are on the same column of the table. So each letter is substituted by the one that's under it. So M becomes C and E becomes L. So the pair ME becomes CL. Moving to the fifth pair NT, we can notice that a rectangular shape is formed. So each letter is substituted by the one that's on the other side of the rectangle. So N becomes R and T becomes Q. So the pair NT becomes RQ. Now regarding the final pair in our message, SZ, we can notice that a rectangular shape is formed. So each letter is substituted by the one that's on the other side of the rectangle. So S becomes T and Z becomes X. So the pair SZ becomes TX. Finally, we can substitute each pair in the plain text by its new value in order to obtain the ciphertext. As for the time complexity of this algorithm, the time complexity of this algorithm is big O of n, where n is the number of letters of the plain text in this case. When it comes to security, it is hard to break this cipher because the used frequency is 625 digraphs, which makes it more secure than the other substitution ciphers. This slide contains the references that we have used for making this video. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.